for me, myself, my story has less meaning.
Less meaning.
Less meaning.
Still got a little bit, but...
Yeah, yeah, definitely, but less and less. I can be more content with what is. There is much more contentment and joy.
Liberation isn't being content with what is. It's just what is. If there's something that's content with what is, there's something that's apart to be content with what is.
Yeah, yeah.
It just is what is. And that can be also, what is can also be really uncomfortable and not anything that anything would be content with.
I agree. So it's still a story in the story.
Yeah. The other is, or it isn't, to be nearly, whatever you said, really not me. To be nearly not me isn't to be not me.
So it doesn't have any meaning at all?
No, except that the interesting thing about this is I was talking a bit about this last night, and that is that there can be an apparent dissipation of me, which seems to happen over a period of time. Of course it doesn't. And in the end, in liberation, it's realised that there wasn't anything happening. But it does seem that when people come to these sort of things in here, the me isn't so concrete. The whole structure of the me starts to collapse. It's like a castle built. And let's be clear about this, it's actually built every morning. In deep sleep, there's no one. But then waking up happens, apparently, and when waking up happens, suddenly me arrives. And the whole structure of me gets out of bed and cleans its teeth. But strangely enough, that whole structure can apparently begin to collapse. We do talk to people who find that, although there is still that circular dream going on, it doesn't have the power that it had. The final thing is altogether another story, or not a story, but it's the end of it. It's just a collapse.
And there's nothing to do.
There's nothing left.
And there's nothing to do.
No. Well, there is no one.
There's nothing.
Of course there's nothing to do, because this is perfect. Why would there be anything to do? Whatever you think you're doing is perfect. It's wholeness doing this. So, there never was anything to do, of course.
Well, intellectually,
Yeah.
Tony, I have a question. I don't need it. My voice is pretty loud. I'm just wondering whether this me can die of exhaustion.
Me can. Yes, but yes, certainly in a sense it sort of does. But the problem with that idea is that the seeking me will get hold of that idea and say, well, if I go all over the world and seek and use all my energy, then one day I will collapse and become. It's another method.
No, I don't mean it that way exactly. I mean the resistance, resisting the me, the I, resists all day long.
Yeah.
The only time it doesn't resist is in deep sleep. So it wakes up and picks up all its problems again, gets up and brushes its teeth, like you said. And I think this leads to exhaustion.
Yes, it's called death. That thing, coffins and all that. So it is so that most apparent people, they seek until they die. The body doesn't function. And the function of seeking dies with the body. The function of seeking dies with the body, and that's liberation. So death is liberation.
I know, but it could happen before then.
Yeah.
Pure exhaustion,
Yeah. Absolutely. That's all.
When you wake up in the morning, then you appear again. So when you're sleeping, there is nobody. In deep sleep, there is nobody. I mean, it's pretty scary, no?
Yeah.
To be in this state of deep sleep.
Well,
Wait.
there it isn't, because there's no one there
how
to
is
be
this
scared.
possible? How is this possible?
Hold on, in deep sleep there's no one to be scared.
Yeah.
There just is nothing.
And it's still, what is it? There is no me.
There's nothing.
This is where you are.
I'm not anywhere, but this is nothing, yes. This is deep sleep. This is also deep sleep, but in it there's all sorts of things jumping around in red pullovers and white shirts, pretending to be something. It's actually deep sleep. But yes, in deep sleep there is no one. As a friend over there, it's very exhausting to be someone. So we need deep sleep to not be anyone.
It appears like a bunch of zombies then running around, yeah?
Well, of course.
It just triggers being, or you are hanging on lines being...
Yeah, but there isn't anybody at the other end of the line. This is a puppet. There's nothing in there. It thinks it can do that, but actually when it does that, it's just there's something doing that. There isn't anybody in there doing that. And it's like a puppet, but without strings. There's no one out there. There's no one out there, no. And when that wakes up, invariably, or not normally, when waking up, the individual rushes in. The brain creates a function of this artificial.
From where?
Oh, from nothing, of course. But the brain is used as a computer to reconstruct the me every morning. Because the brain is the instrument that functions to keep the me in place. The brain is a bundle. Did you know that? The brain. If you read the exercise, it's fascinating. But people have discovered only in the last 5 years, and this began in Frankfurt actually, neuroscientists discovered that actually part of that bundle, which is amazing, is to create an artificial me. The brain creates an artificial me. And every morning it crowds back in. Of course, when there is no one, there's nothing to crowd into. There is no crowding, because there's nothing. In liberation, nothing wakes up. It cleans its teeth, but not always. It's a lazy bugger like me. So yes, deep sleep is the unknown, but so is this. It's only the dreamer that thinks they can know this. I mean, knowing it, they keep apart from it.